This is the MGTOW Infinium here with another Infinium training session. This Infinium training session is entitled Who Hurt You? Reintegration and the Social Separator. Now, my MGTOW brothers, because of the impact of the MGTOW philosophy, the penetration and the effect of the MGTOW philosophy, plus the ongoing COVID-19 virus, the desperation of women is really real. It is so real, it is palpable. You can see it on their faces. You can see it in their eyes, on their faces, just with their eyes, with their mask-covered mouths and noses. You can see the desperation of women that they, except for the most blatant of Jezebels, know it is game over time. It is only the blatant Jezebels that really can't fathom that it is game over time, that is really, truly game over time. But for the most part, women know it is game over time, that the tables have been turned. So with that being said, there is now a new tactic which women are using. And this is in particular women that have had a past relationship with you or a family relationship with you. You as a MGTOW man. This tactic is called reintegration. And what reintegration means for you is another forcible attempt to get you to serve on the slave pits, in the slave pits of the feminist plantation state. But what can happen to you, my MGTOW brothers, is this. A female who you have relationship with, like a family member, or a female that you've had a past relationship with, will approach you with a point of reintegration. And this point of reintegration will be anything from a religious type reintegration to a sexual type reintegration. And what I mean by that, for instance, my sister who in weeks prior to the COVID-19 virus outbreak really becoming such that it was worldwide, had regularly pounded me and said that I was not stepping up to the plate, that I was not doing my duty. Now approached me on Easter Sunday and said, come to communion. We shall break bread together. We shall have communion together as a family. Whereas formerly, before all of this, before the again the COVID-19 broke out, I was the black sheep. I was labeled by her as the black sheep of the family. I was labeled by her as the leech of the family. Now it is because of my work and because of a table turning process that I am an essential personnel. I am now somebody that has access to food, resources, things like that. It is now we must, as family, break bread and have communion together. To which I politely said no. And that can happen to you, my MGTOW brothers. You could have a situation like that where a female tries to use a spiritual point of reintegration with you, calls you to break bread, to we as family, we as friends, whatever, to break bread, to have communion, to quote unquote share the blood of Jesus so that we can get you again entrapped into our Venus flytraps. Now, the other way my MGTOW brothers is, again, a former relationship with a female. You suddenly get that text or a phone call, and hey, let's have dinner. I will cook dinner for you. I am not infected by the COVID-19. I know that you're safe, so let's have dinner. You wind up in bed. You wind up having pillow talk, and it is, hey, don't you remember? Don't you remember how we were? We must now reintegrate. We must now bury the hatchet. I know that I did this to you, but we must now bury the hatchet. And you must now do your duty. So again, it can happen in any way to you, my MGTOW brothers. It can happen to you from a spiritual standpoint all the way to a sexual standpoint. And what I'm saying to my MGTOW brothers, again, it is important for you to stay on the MGTOW path. It is important to you to understand that these tactics, this forced reintegration, is nothing more than manipulation. And it is manipulation from a spiritual standpoint all the way down to a sexual standpoint. And you, my MGTOW brothers, must understand that these things are nothing more to get you to be, again, manipulated and to get you to be ultimately entrapped into the Venus flytraps and enslaved on the feminist plantation state. And this is important to understand, that particularly if you are in a situation like I am, where formerly what you were doing was considered menial, but now, because of what has happened, because of the table turning process, which my MGTOW brothers, I said that last year, this was going on, this would occur. You are now an essential worker. You are now the one that has, quote unquote, the power. My MGTOW brothers, again, this is nothing more than manipulation. It is manipulation coming from a point of desperation. It has nothing to do with breaking bread and having forgiveness. The true point of communion is a mutual forgiveness. It is saying on both sides that something was done wrong. But in this case, it will be you, where you have to capitulate. You have to back up. You have to come off the path. You have to go and do your duty. It will be nothing said about what was done in the past. There will be nothing said from the female standpoint of what I did to you, how I hurt you, how I broke you, how I took you down, so to speak. It will be capitulation only from your standpoint. So again, my MGTOW brothers, when you're approached with these offers of reintegration, it is no, I will not participate. No, I do not want you to come over. No, just keep out of my life and mind your business. And for you, my MGTOW brothers, again, hold the line, stay on the MGTOW path, and continue to your freedom. Now, the next tactic I want to discuss with you, my MGTOW brothers, is the social separator. Now, I'm sure you're aware, if you've gone to a grocery store, which is basically the only place you can go these days, you are forced into a social separation. It is basically 4 to 6 feet away from the person next to you. It is don't crowd, don't get into mass crowds, that type of thing. You are to shop and get it done and go. Now, what can happen with this social separation thing is this. Women are still reading and scanning men because, again, they're desperate. So the thing that can happen to you, let's say you're in a grocery store, you're doing a social separation thing, and you're shopping along, and as in prior times, when you shopped in a shopping store and a woman targeted you, you will notice that she would immediately come to where you are and get in front of you, block you, do all the type of tactics that which I've discussed in prior videos. But in this case, there she is. She's socially separating. Well, I'll back up. I'll say it like this. It's like this. You're standing in the aisle. You're looking at something, and all of a sudden, a woman is there. And usually what happens, she's just off in your periphery. She's socially separating, and she has to get something where you are. Suddenly, she has to get something where you are, where you're standing. She stands there for a few minutes. She's not really socially separating. She's trying to read you and scan you. And what she will do, she will suddenly move upon you and try to get you to either look at her or to move out of the way. And there is a variety of things that are going on here when this happens. First of all, she is trying to read you and scan you. Second of all, she's trying to shit test you to see if you will talk to her, to see if you will move away. She's doing a variety of things to you. And when this happens again, you, my MGTOW brothers, have to walk away. Because again, the desperation, the palpable desperation is really real. And these women are trying everything and anything to, again, entrap you into their Venus flytraps. My MGTOW brothers, again, there is a table turning process which is going on. This table turning process is getting deeper and wider. And for you, as a MGTOW brother, this means that the power is being gradually put back into your hands. And these are why these things are happening to you, my MGTOW brothers. My MGTOW brothers, again, if you have a situation with forced reintegration or social separator or whatever tactic that women are using these days, it is important for you to just walk away and stay on the MGTOW path. My MGTOW brothers, you're the ones who have the right to be free. No matter what the situation, no matter what COVID-19 or whatever is going on, even if this was not going on, you have the right to be free. And that's what you need to do, is to be free. So with that being said, my MGTOW brothers, stay on the path. Stay on the course which you have determined that you need to do and go towards your freedom. This has been the MGTOW Infinium, and this has been the Infinium training session. My MGTOW brothers, stay safe, stay strong, stay on the MGTOW path, and remember, MGTOW is the liberation of men's minds. MGTOW cannot and will not be stopped.